delicious divas and mischievous macho men, I'm back to pass judgment once again upon a title of gaming greatness, of giddy highs and grizzled lows. A game in a franchise much loved and long in length, naughty, but one that tries to bring something truly great every time it does, even if it misses the mark. Battlefield 1. Yes, I'm talking of one of the titans of gaming, and one with a subtle and then not so subtle beauty. One as perfect as a winter thaw when it reveals the imperfect world below the white sparkle of snow. Perfection in an imperfect way, but something simply fantastic to behold. And I'm here to tell you why, as the curtains begin to draw to a close, Battlefield 1 is a rather wonderful game to behold. No, I didn't say sold, darling. No, I'm not gambling again. I said behold, woman! Not sold, behold! There's no online trading, sweetness. If you'll just let me... I said behold! Oh, woman, you're killing me! I first played Battlefield 1 way back on the 31st of August of 2016 in the open beta. Having watched with eager anticipation for months, as details emerged, I was like a kid in a candy shop, and like many others rushed into the game with an earnest, unbridled giddiness. World War I. What a truly iconic and rarely touched upon theatre of war. Needless to say, I was hooked, and like the rest of the community and gaming world at large, the agonising wait until full launch was enough to drive even the sanest of men mad. But we waited and were rewarded with what was quite simply a fantastic game. On the 21st of October of the same year, Battlefield 1 launched to the world, and with it came expectation, adulation, bugs, glitches, polish and panache, puerile simpletons, and the quintessential only in Battlefield moments that we've all come to love. The setting of World War I was a brave and unique choice. Thrusting the core gameplay of a franchise like Battlefield back to the madness of old war meeting new was done so well, helped to no end by the staggeringly beautiful Frostbite engine and wonderful design. I mean design in all senses of game design. Weapons, levels, vehicles, horses, uniforms, voice acting, audio, scale. It was done with a meticulous level of detail and realism, and in my opinion did what a great Battlefield game should do. It immersed me in a theatre of war, in that battle, in that world. However, like even the most beautiful of women, or the most glorious of sunsets, nothing is ever perfect. She may have the bouncing bosoms of hypnotic sensuality, skin like a fresh pearl plucked from the most glorious pool on this earth, and eyes like swirling marbles of desire, but her laugh could cut through you like a hammer bashes through crumbling brickwork. One such issue I had was with the scoring system for Conquest. A small foible, to be fair, but one that showed not everything was entirely fault-free. However, in the grand scheme of things, the issues were rather few and far between. DICE brought us behemoths, iconic beasts of iron and angst, armoured trains of death, blimps bigger than Kim Kardashian's revered rump, and a tank of epic proportions and ridiculous design. There were elite classes that brought death and soul-crushing despair, quicker than an ill-timed advance on Stephanie in science class. My, she was finer than a breeze through autumn leaves, but sharper than a serpent's fang and far deadlier. A flame trooper, a sentry somewhere between medieval knight and steampunk Robocop, a mace-wielding maniac and a leather-bound tank Terminator. We had my favourite game mode of all, Frontlines, a manic push, a daring defence, an epic battle that at one stage could last for literally hours. I liked it back then. They changed it to shorten the experience, but it still stands as my treasured mode. All of the above was sweetened still by the much bemoaned Premium Pass. I know many have very passionate opinions on whether the Premium Pass was a good or bad thing, and I can see both sides of that argument. It split the community when new content was released, but I didn't mind paying extra for great new content. And what we got was fantastic DLCs that added so much value. I had no qualms paying for what I got. It was well polished, exciting, brought us new weapons and experiences, new armies and new battles. The only thing that I wished for each and every time was for at least one new war story to accompany the DLC drop. This brings me onto the single player experience, one I truly loved. The opening mission, if you could call it that, was deep and moving and showed the futility of that horrendous conflict. How quick men and boys fell to unrelenting carnage and destruction. It did more in that opening minute to drive home the brutality of war than 1,000 hours of in-game multiplayer ever could. The music was chilling and the gritty realism even more so. After the prologue of sorts, we had various stories attempting to tell the human side of the conflict that tore the world apart. I found these to be deep and immersive with characters I actually cared about. They were far more emotive than I had expected, and none more so than the Italian tale of two brothers fighting for their beloved homeland and for each other. Avanti Savoia was the epitome of what a great, short, sharp story should be, and the ending truly moved me, and I'm not ashamed to say this, to tears. Perhaps it was the brothers' element, or the intoxicating and haunting musical score, the voice acting, or just the weight of drama, but it was something I will likely remember as a moment of gaming that truly engaged me on all levels.
No! No! You... He never got older. And here I am, still. Who decides such things?
Mentioning the music, Battlefield hit it out of the park once again with a score so achingly beautiful and wonderfully right. I say right as each motif, each instrument, each note played blended into the swirling wonder that is Battlefield 1. Now, as BF1 enters its twilight, it is simply at its peak. DICE has given away in multiple windows all of the DLC, so those that weren't able to enjoy it hopefully have that opportunity now. Also, the game is now as balanced as a 2-male, 2-female night of debauchery. Its maps are vast, its vehicles fun, the gunplay is solid, the audio is sublime, the community is still vast, and games flow easily. The iconic setting, the horror, and the victory, the weapons and the beauty of Battlefield 1 is truly at its prime as 2018 draws even closer to its finale. So I implore you, if you dropped out of BF1 a while back, or hell, if you've never played it at all, now would be a great time to get back into it, even with the new kid on the block only a span of days away. Now, I can't guarantee that Battlefield 1 will fill you with the same delectation as a night of sweaty, drunken passion with two southern state blonde beauties bored of the small-town lowlifes and in search of sordid, carnal pleasures had you stumble into their barn as they were exploring each other in a way only two close girlfriends can, but it will give you a sense of what true gaming looks like, what a great medium video games are, and a small glimpse into that never-to-be-forgotten theatre of war. Now, to rate Battlefield 1 in the way only I, DRBC, can, it gets a whole Anne Hathaway. 6 pieces of a KFC bargain bucket, 3 hear no evil monkey emojis, and a mistress's light spanking. All of this equals a mightily impressive 6.5 out of 7, and therefore gets the DRBC stamp of approval. It's not perfect, but it's damn close. Thanks for watching, you lovely lot. I hope you've enjoyed Battlefield 1 as much as I have, but even if you haven't, let me know why in the comments down below. Will Battlefield 1 pass the test of time? What was your favourite part of this title? What gun was your best friend throughout your journey? Please remember to give this video a rating, subscribe if you haven't already with notifications turned on, and spread the greatness of this channel in any way that you see fit. For now, I'm DRBC007, signing off. Honestly, darling, you don't need to pack up. I promise I stopped trading months ago. I said months ago. Oh God, why?